Nintendo is unquestionably the most popular video game company in the world. Their Switch is outselling the itself immensely popular PlayStation 4 on a month-by-month basis of about 2 to 1, and it's outselling the Xbox One by, well, a lot. Hop on YouTube and look for gaming videos, and a lot of what you'll find is young white men in their 20s and 30s waxing poetically about the days of the NES, SNES, or maybe N64. With that kind of success and popularity, it should come as no surprise that a lot of people are going to try and jump on that bandwagon through legitimate or even not so legal means. And where is everyone's favorite place to try and make a quick buck while jumping on bandwagons and trying to skirt the law? Why, that's right, it's our old friend Kickstarter. It's been a while since we've talked about the old crowdfunding site, huh? That's because I can only manage so much sewage in a single lifetime. As you can imagine, or know if you're familiar with this channel, Kickstarter has seen plenty of hucksters and frauds trying to pass off either some Nintendo-related fan game or mod or inspiration, only to be either shut down by a DMCA claim or their own incompetence. Then there are the folks who outright use screenshots and videos from Nintendo games in an effort to fool some poor idiot into giving them money. It never works, but they try anyway. So because we're in desperate need of clicks around here, let's take a look at some Nintendo ripoff Kickstarter campaigns. Oh, and I won't be able to use any footage or images from any actual Nintendo games myself because, well, they're super archaic and litigious when it comes to YouTube. Plus, a lot of these campaigns don't have videos or images anyway, so if it seems weird that I'm showing video from some random-ass game, then that's why. Apologies in advance. Where should I even begin? Okay, I guess with Nintendo's most iconic franchise, probably. Geist. For some reason, I couldn't find any Kickstarter campaigns aping Nintendo's first and only M-rated horror-themed FPS. Guess even scammers don't want to mess with the classics. So instead, let's move on to Nintendo's second biggest star, Red Luigi. There have been at least 3 Mario-related campaigns that have all been total disasters, one of which was even taken down by a DMCA claim. Let's start there. This one, Super Mario Bros. Z, isn't a game at all, but a fan film. Now, thanks to the DMCA claim and how Kickstarter enforces these, we can't actually see the Kickstarter page at all. Off to a good start. But using the dark powers of the Wayback Machine, we can circumvent this barrier and get a look at what the page originally looked like. Ooh. And like all poorly run Kickstarter campaigns, it's just walls and walls of text with a header image made with 10 minutes of Microsoft Paint. Back in 2006, a guy calling himself Alvin Earthworm created an animated show on Newgrounds called Super Mario Z. It was, as the title suggests, Dragon Ball Z, but with Mario characters. That alone is enough to make you popular on the internet. I don't know, maybe it's good if you like that sort of thing, but it's very much a product of its time. The series ended in 2009, apparently not getting a proper ending after Earthworm just got tired of doing it. Fast forward to 2013, and a guy called Trevor Nestor launched this Kickstarter campaign seeking $900 to create one final 30-minute episode. Yes, that's right, this is a ripoff of a ripoff. And again, like other terrible Kickstarter campaigns, this guy is taking the term Kickstart to its literal extreme. He's asking for that $900 to buy animation software, hire animators, writers, and musicians. Basically, he's got nothing, and this Kickstarter page, even by Kickstarter's low standards of quality control, probably should have been shut down anyway. Next up is my favorite of the bunch, Super Mario RPG 2. Wow, that's a classic game. I can't believe Nintendo could possibly need to crowdfund that. Yeah, this campaign was created by some guy simply going by Avi Wolfson. You want to take a look at his little Kickstarter page? My hobbies include video games, writing, marketing, playing sports such as football and ping pong. I enjoy hanging out with friends, watching movies, listening to music, smoking hookah, and spend most of his spare time with his daughter Evangelia. She is the pride and joy of his life. Wait, what? Again, like every single campaign in this video, it's just walls of text and a poorly photoshopped header image. But this time the text doesn't even make sense. There have been some very poorly developed sequels to the game, and honestly, when I tried these, it felt like an insult to the original game. I'm not a coder, however, I know how to project manage, and with adequate funding, I know how to find the right people and manage them to make this happen. This game would be released as freeware, and would in no way be affiliated with Nintendo as to avoid any legal issues or result in the project being shut down. Funds needed would be allocated as follows. 1. Researching and hiring viable coders, programmers, and volunteers. Did you need a numbered list for just one thing? There really should be more items on this list. The biggest risk to this project is a takedown notice from Nintendo. However, this can be avoided. With proper funding, I can consult appropriate parties to ensure this project is never at risk. Finally for Mario, because this is already causing me an aneurysm, we have Help Us Play Mario Party on the GameCube, one of the few campaigns over the years that Kickstarter has bothered stepping in to shut down themselves, without any legal threats from other companies. It literally is just a dude asking for $30 to buy Mario Party 7 on eBay. It's obviously a troll, but the fact that this campaign was allowed to be posted to begin with tells you the dire state Kickstarter is in. Okay, let's switch gears here. Or should I say Nintendo switch gears? No. We'll now move on to the leg end of Zelda, which has 3 charming campaigns of its own. Let's start with another flam-fim, shall we? Well, sham be not, because Hero of Time, based on Ocarina of Time, is another project taken down by a DMCA claim, one that even the Wayback Machine can't resurrect for us. All we have to go on is the contents of the copyright claim itself. I'm thinking this might be this fan film that The Escapist mentioned back in 2010. This was one filmed from 2004 to 2006 and didn't actually see the light of day until 2010 on Daily Motion of all places. But it was quickly taken down by Nintendo regardless. Their website is still up though, which looks great. But that Hero of Time was released in 2010, and we at least know this Kickstarter campaign was taken down in 2014, so it's possible that this was a completely different project, or God forbid a ripoff of a ripoff again, oh good lord. One DMCA victim that we can take a look at thanks to the WBM is The Legend of Zelda Black Knight by Matthew Link Borders. Ha, Link, get it? This was another Flaney Films that was based on Twilight Princess and not Ocarina of Time because, quote, Ocarina of Time is a great game, but it's been done time and time again, while the deep story and character development in Twilight Princess has been all but ignored. Sure. Intended to be shot in Oregon, this NAF MLIF would have been filmed and edited in just 2 years apparently, and all of the $283,600 budget, what a weird number, would have gone entirely into costumes, props, sets, and locations. Don't worry though, because in the risks and challenges section, they straight up say, we have allowed for plenty of time and flexibility, however, so we don't foresee any real issues. Phew, that's a relief. I was really worried they might potentially run into some problems that would make them miss their November 2016 release date. Good thing they've shown a couple of pages of the script to tide us over until then. Roan. The shaman was helpful enough. However, the result was the same as in the other provinces. The portal at Death Mountain is unreachable, and there are no others left. Roan looks down and stops walking. It appears there is no other choice. We must go through the Versus Magna. Zelda releases Roan's arm and steps back, her face full of dismay. Zelda. It's such a brutal undertaking. It goes against everything this kingdom has stood for since. Roan sighs and looks her in the eye. Roan. I know, but... Zelda. You know I want you to succeed, Roan, but I hope you realize the consequences of bringing back the oldest, bloodiest tradition in this land. Roan. I do. The two stand silently for a moment. Zelda. You can't expect the courts to agree to you doing this at the Arbiter's grounds. Roan. Of course not. But since this is where it took place in ancient times, it will have to be moved there for the final stage. And now we will use the arena here in the city. Finally, we have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Sword for the PC. I am flabbergasted. I never in a million years would have thought Nintendo, of all companies, would have to use crowdfunding to release a game, let alone that they'd ever release one of their staple games on the PC. Oh, that's it. Nintendo must have spent all their money moving to Germany. Oh no, it's just some random dude in Germany. Ah, damn it, fooled again. My project is fully developed by myself. Apart from studying, I sit there daily to constantly add new things, improve etc., which enhance the gaming experience. With the help of the extensive Unity 3D software and increasing resources such as source code, models, and chargeable assets, I am unable to extend the project in the long term. The cost of a pro version for Unity, assets, professional tutorials, etc. Yeah, it's just a random dude asking you to pay for Unity for him. He even says he needs to pay for professional lessons to learn how to use Unity. Good lord. Once again, I love the risks and challenges section though. It's clear that as a non-verified Nintendo developer, for example, you cannot easily develop or publish a game that is clearly related to Nintendo. Therefore, you have to be verified, which can take quite a long time. I've been worried so far, so wait patiently for a commitment. You think Nintendo's just going to let you do this? You think that's how that works? Obviously this whole page is in German and Google Translate isn't exactly good, but that's just incredible. Did this guy actually contact Nintendo asking for permission to do this? I'd love to see what that email said.
Wen es angeht. Hallo Nintendo, mein Name ist Fritz. Ich bin ein aufstrebender Videospielentwickler in Deutschland, der bei der Entwicklung von Videospielen eigentlich nicht viel ausrichten kann. Egal, ich hatte gehofft, dass Sie mir erlauben würden, die Legend of Zelda Lizenz zu verwenden und mein eigenes Spiel in der Franchise für den PC zu entwickeln. Ich denke, das wäre eine gute Idee. Danke im Voraus. Fritz Schneider. PS. Ich habe bereits eine Kickstarter-Kampagne eingerichtet. Ich hoffe, das ist okay.
Next up on the agenda are those there Pokemans, which is by far the most popular game to rip off on Kickstarter. I found 8 different campaigns that completely ripped off Pokemon, and another 3 or 4 that were inspired by Pokemon that were all pretty much just the game with a different coat of paint. This video is already running long and we haven't even gotten halfway through my list yet, so we'll run through these right quick. Pokemon Adventures Online is the 3D online Pokemon game you've always wanted! Except it's not, because it's made by random people on the internet asking for $400 so this guy can quit his job and pay his bills for the next 2 months until he goes to college. First Pokemon console game is some troll asking for $150,000 to show Nintendo people what a Pokemon game on consoles is like, including the Xbox and PlayStation. But don't worry, if Nintendo says no, our old friend Edward Cody Teixeira promises to put the money into another game of the same high-caliber style he plans on making at some point. Well, I'm sold. Pokemon Emerald 2 fan-made sequel doesn't have anything funny on it. Other than that, the only reward tier is being $20, which will only get you some updates on the project. I wonder why nobody backed this. New Pokemon MMO game in VR. I loved Pokemon games when I was young, but I am so disappointed how Nintendo had developed the brand, thinking just about the profit and no about the gamers. Niantic gave them a great lesson. Nut, they didn't get it. Ach, Pokemon Go has a lot of problems, but it was different. It's a new way to play, a new way to live the Pokemon world. The truth is that they don't like to risk, but I love to risk, and so I want to create the best unofficial development team ever, and create the best official Pokemon MMO ever. Yes, official. I want that Nintendo part pate to the development. Involve big companies, a new project is my work. Winky face. Pokebrawl doesn't have anything funny to say either. In fact, it has almost nothing to say for itself at all. How 5 people could donate $89 to this absurd. The real-life Pokemon adventure reminds me a lot of another Kickstarter campaign I covered years ago called Help Me Explore Fallout 4 vs. Real-Life Boston MA. Massachusetts, yeah. These titles are both incredible, as you probably figured out. Basically, it was just some dude wanting money to go on vacation to Boston and take pictures of things that might be in Fallout 4. Well, joke's on him, he could have done that in any sewer in real life. But the real-life Pokemon adventure is pretty much the same thing. It's a guy talking about how the 6 regions in Pokemon are based in real-life districts in Tokyo, and how he wants us to pay for a trip to Japan so he can fill out the Pokedex there and live stream himself doing it. Yeah, great. Speaking of great, is Pokemon The Great Adventure, which is the only Pokemon Kickstarter Nintendo bothered taking down. The page doesn't even say what the game is, just PTGA is a game designed for PC, Mac, Android, iOS, and Windows Phone that covers every region of the original games. Ruby, Dash, X, and Y. And that the £1,500 they're asking for will go towards setting up the online, whatever that means. Oh god, what am I doing with my life? Why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, I'm getting paid. And that is mostly it. There are a few more here and there, like Metroid Enemies Within, which is another fan film that was taken down by Nintendo, someone wanting $8,000 to break some record in Donkey Kong, and someone wanting $400 to create a company called Smell Ya Later, who wanted to create pizza-scented air fresheners that looked like Gonzalez from Earthbound. I swear to Mario I'm not making that up. That's a real thing that happened. Nor am I making up this mess of a Kickstarter that wants to teach people how to make Duck Hunt in VR. Just look at that image. You know what? Sometimes I think we, the human race, deserve all the terrible things that happen to us. I really do.